is Kim Spiedig from 10 Sigma. Welcome to episode 119 of Transition Tuesday. Today I'll be talking about the present level of academic and functional performance for students in transition. Right now I'm going to switch over to a short slide presentation to share this information. Present levels of academic achievement and functional performance in the Transition IEP. Transition Tuesday, episode 119. Before we get started in discussing the Transition PLAAFP, let's recap the past episodes in the Building a Successful Transition Program series. In episode 111, we discussed the first thing needed to building a successful transition program is to make transition a priority by scheduling time for transition. Next, in episode 113, we discussed student responsibilities and how to get them to take ownership in their transition process. Then, in episode 115, we looked at many ways of collecting transition data. And in episode 117, we discussed what students need to learn or do in order to take the lead in writing their post-secondary goals. The next step is writing a comprehensive and compliant transition PLAAFP. A transition PLAAFP describes the student's strengths and weaknesses for academic skills, functional skills, and students' interests and preferences. And it must be relevant, objective, measurable, understandable, and current. And it needs to include parents or guardians and students' input, and how the student's disability affects the student's involvement and progress in the general education curriculum. Let's look at a recap of episode 70, which explains the components of the PLAAFP in more detail. To get started, let's first talk about what is a PLAAFP. A PLAAFP statement is a snapshot of the student at a certain time and location. PLAAFPs describe the student's strengths and weaknesses for academic skills and functional skills, and the student's interests and preferences. When writing the PLAAFP statement, keep in mind that the information needs to be relevant, meaning it's directly related to the student's needs and disability. It needs to be objective, having neutral language. It needs to be measurable, so the statements in the PLAAFP should be backed up with tangible evidence, which means data-driven. The present level needs to be understandable, so refrain from using jargon. It should be easy for anyone to read and understand. And the information needs to be current, so do not rely on information solely from 3-year reevaluations, especially if this is not the student's reevaluation year. PLAAFP statements need to include the input of the parents and/or guardians. They should also include the student's input. They must address how the student's disability affects the student's involvement and progress in the general education curriculum, and they should include current data. One critical point that I want to emphasize is that the present levels of academic achievement and functional performance are the foundation of the IEP. The PLAAFP drives all the other IEP components. It links them all together. So every goal, service, activity, and course should directly connect back to the information in the present levels of academic achievement and functional performance. Now that we've covered comprehensive PLAAFPs, I would like to take a step back and briefly discuss what most transition PLAAFPs are missing. This happens to be the most important piece. What is missing is a comprehensive F in the PLAAFP statement. The F is for functional skills, and functional skills are transition skills. Functional transition assessments Identify a student's functional strengths and weaknesses. Functional strengths are used to guide the student to make meaningful life and employment choices, while functional weaknesses are developed in order to ensure the student reaches a higher level of success in employment, independent living, and post-secondary education, and should be addressed through annual goals, transition services, and/or courses of study. Without assessing functional skills and including them in the PLAAFP, the IEP is not compliant, nor does it adequately prepare students for adult life. For today's bonus, I'll be sending you a chart which contains the components of PLAAFPs and a PDF that explains the importance of functional transition assessments. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you use this information to write complete and compliant present levels of academic and functional performance for your students. Be sure to check your email for the bonus we just sent over. If this is the first time you've ever seen an episode of Transition Tuesday, click the link below to receive the bonus. Be sure to like and share the video and leave a comment or suggestion for a future episode of Transition Tuesday. Have a great week. See you next Tuesday.